Good morning, people of the world. I was watching a thing last night. He's got a good channel, Attract Passion. Check it out. Yeah, spread the word, Kent. I didn't look for the truth in like any of these gurus in inverted commas. Nobody's a guru. Even Ram Dass said he's no guru. You just look at these people, see what they say, take it in, assimilate it, think about it, see how it works out for you, and go, yeah, take that or leave it. Oh, she's got a good point, but it doesn't mean like she's got the blueprint. For example, well, I could talk about Attract Passion, what he was saying last night, that's what I was going to say, or I could talk about Abraham Hicks, of digressing. Let's talk about Abraham Hicks. She talks about like getting connected with your own source energy and not being pulled down by other folks' negative energy, just like manifesting your positive energy and all that kind of thing, right? But I was thinking, yeah, she's got a good point for the times we're living in. A lot of folk are being drawn into other folks' shitty energy, and it's drawing the collective energy down. So you need some folk to kind of kick it out the backside and lift yourself. And don't, if other folk are with you on it, fine. If they're not, put them in the recycle bin. But I kind of analysed that and I thought, but here's the criticism of that. But we're social beings. If we do that too much, then we'll just end up being like some narcissist in our own little world, And there's got to be more. We've got to be more connected to other people. It's sort of, you could argue, right, be connected to like-minded people who are on the same page as you, on the same vibration as you, right? But I don't really believe you can uplift other folk. They have to want to be uplifted. So, there's a whole area there you could kind of critique it and you go, to what extent, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But let's get back to the Attract Passions thing. I watched his thing last night, and he's an artist, and he's talking to all these kind of like-minded creative folk, because I'm a creative person, and we all are, but, I'm doing the creative thing and making videos and all that kind of thing. And he was talking about the YouTube algorithm and saying that, and he raised a good point. Like, he was basically saying, look, don't let yourself be, it's easy to, knowing that the algorithm is there, it's easy to go, well, in order for me to get my stuff seen or to get traction and have folk connect with it, I really should be pandering. He was saying, don't pander to the algorithm, don't change who you are to try and get, because then you're missing the whole point. The whole point is to be connected to your own voice and what you're trying to say, and fuck the algorithm in a sense, because it's really quite toxic. If you let stuff like that affect you, then you'd be disconnected and divorced from your own golden light of personal inspiration that is the very fuel behind what you're doing in the first place. So, didn't sell out, basically, didn't pander to the algorithm. I kind of thought to myself, my approach is just do stuff that you feel, do it better, and become better at what you're doing, and fuck the audience. Who cares? I could end up with 2,000 videos that nobody sees, some of which might be good quality work, some might be average, some might be whatever, but at least I'm doing what I enjoy doing. That's the most important thing. Have it be like Yngwie Malmsteen when he was talking about, I'm just going to make this album unapologetically the way I want to do it and fuck the audience. That's like the Michelangelo Beto approach, He can open my eyes to that, because surely if what you're doing is good, folk will connect with it anyway, Not that I think what I'm doing is necessarily that good, but do you know what I mean? It's like, I've now got to the point where I'm going, right, I've made some kind of interesting wee videos, right? But why not just talk? You go through phases. This is kind of like the break, taking a break, kind of like Joe Rogan with the comedians, and they talk to them, and they're on stage and they're doing their thing. But the Joe Rogan podcast is their way of kind of chilling and da-da-da. It's kind of like laying it all out there. We'll talk behind the scenes shit and process and life story and all that. Well, why not? Why don't I do that? Doc Snipes talks about, talk about your life story. Why not? Talk about interesting shit. I could give you 500,000 words. Anyone that watches this, I could give you 500,000 words about all sorts of interesting shit. But the last video was just like me going off on one, talking about whatever I felt like talking about. You get to the point where you go, nothing left to lose anyway, because no one interacts anyway, so why not just enjoy it for yourself? And maybe that's just like full circle the way it should have been in the first place. Maybe I've come to a glorious realization that just do what you want to do and fuck the audience. You know, it's all good. It's journaling, isn't it? This is like journaling without writing it down. It's quicker. It's quicker than touch typing. Incidentally, I've got a touch typing speed of like 70 words a minute. That's pretty good, isn't it? Transferable skills. I've got loads of different skills. My mother said to me, she goes, don't want to spread yourself too thin. Well, I kind of revised that evolution of ideas as Bill Hicks talked about. I sort of thought to myself, why not spread myself wide? In other words, why not have success in different areas? In other words, why not become brilliant on the bike, make the odd cool video, and whatever else, be good at my work, and use this art therapy to kind of elevate my level of consciousness so that I feel confident within myself, and I know, and know thyself. You've got to know thyself. Fuck what anyone else thinks. You know, I could talk up for 20 minutes. I could talk for half an hour about stuff that I find interesting, and if it doesn't connect, I don't care, because it's really quite. It can be quite fruitful in exercise talking. It's quite mad that we've got to this point where we're all kind of disconnected, atomized individuals, you know, because of Netflix and the AI and the online thing. And then the only way to connect, the only way left to connect is to talk to myself in a McDonald's car park. That's quite pathetic, isn't it? There's got to be more to life than that. There's got to be, you know, social beings meeting up in person. That's why I do the film stuff, the film extra stuff. I've done the film extra stuff, took that to the absolute max. Didn't want to, like, glance but no stare at the past. I took that to the absolute max. Incidentally, this is an interesting commentary, isn't it, on how exercise can improve your focus. You know, who needs drugs? I am drugs. You know, the cycling. Did a great bike ride yesterday. Flew around that 70-mile loop. And look at me today. I'm just so wired. I'm just so focused. So exercise lifts your level of consciousness. I know that myself. I don't need any studies or to be looking to anyone else like David Goggins or any experts to tell me that I know that. You go, yeah, it's elevating my sense of, elevating my level of consciousness to the fact that I can see a lot of things and I can have a lot of insights into various different areas. And as Graham O'Brien said, he says it's either complimenting me as an engineer or complimenting me as an athlete, you know, in terms of whether he does well in his bike that he made out of a washing machine, because he goes, I can't lose. It's kind of like what I'm doing. I go, if I'm blab on and on and on and on and on, I can't lose, because it's helping me come to some new realizations about things, right? And if I do the cycle and do really well on that, I can't lose, because then it frees the spirit. So it's all fucking good. Art therapy. David Miller, I was watching a program to do with David Miller. He's doing this a couple of presentations that I watched of his, you know, Scottish cycling legend. He did really well at the Tour de France. He won stages of the Tour de France when he was clean. He also doped, but he won clean as well. And he gave up the opportunity to do art college, go to art college. He was going to do that, but he ended up getting the cycling bug. And I made this point a while ago. He didn't give up art. He didn't give up cycling to do art. Cycling was his art, you know, that kind of thing. And I said before in a previous video, some theatre leading lady was saying, oh, you're mental, you know. Right, I'm mental for because I suppose it would seem mental when you get to a certain level as a sportsman or an athlete that you talk all this shit. But that's just, again, like I say, who's the mental one? The one sitting down being depressed, no doing any of this stuff, or the person who's actually keeping the fire burning? I think it's me. I think it's me who's the cool one, who's the person to be looking up to. You know what I mean? So, know thyself. I know I'm not mental. Thing is, doing all this performance stuff, it requires a certain free spirit. It requires a certain degree of focus and everything like that. And the athletic stuff helps you with your focus. So I can't lose doing any of this shit. I'm just being myself, speaking from the heart, being myself, using my brain that God gave me. Not that I believe in God, but I'm speaking the words that I want to speak. And that's quite a really cool thing. I'm talking now. I'm talking cool shit. I'm not sitting there, you know, smoking dope, you know, getting lost in some crazy world. I'm still connected to life. I'm not running away from things, you know. So I've got like 3 different wee opportunities that I might be applying for, and I can't lose, because if I feel good within what I'm doing, I can't lose. If I apply for these things and apply myself, and I do some reading, I watch some films, I do some reading, I have some life experience, I work hard, I do the training, then I'm growing as a person and I can't lose, then I'll have something to give, won't I? And maybe it's time to start giving what I give, putting this stuff out, putting the CV out to the people that matter, not down a YouTube black hole, because that's toxic as fuck. Maybe I should value myself, know thyself, know who I am, know what I've got to give, value myself, realise that I've got more to give, and give it out to the right people, and maybe I'll get fucking paid for it, because as I said before in the previous video, I guess it's about time that I got paid for it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not as if I haven't succeeded already, is it? By taking the movie extra thing to the absolute pinnacle, being rewarded for it. And those opportunities didn't happen by accident, did they? No, they happened because I worked hard at it, and I applied myself, and I put my best foot forward with passion and creativity and focus. Again, I don't think I could have achieved some of that stuff if it wasn't for the cycling. The cycling sort of availed me that kind of freedom and level of... I realised what level I was actually at. I was like, fucking hell, I should have confidence in myself. That's what the athletic thing can give you. It gives you a lot of confidence. So moving forward, I think I should get the figure out and start, as I say, make a show reel, put it out, put the CV out as the grade A maniac shouter in the biz that I am. And maybe I'll get some work doing it, because YouTube's no paying me for it, is it? And I think I've put out some quality stuff. And it's no advertising friendly wank talking in some stupid cheesy advertising friendly voice. A lot of these folk that you see, you wouldn't go out and have a drink with them, would you? You'd be like, this person is the least cool person that I would want to identify with, and yet they've got successful YouTube channels. Folk need to wake up, a lot of the audience. I mean, I'm watching this stuff going, your stuff's pish, my stuff's more interesting, at least I'm free, at least I talk about interesting stuff. About like going to the gym or something, talking about predictable posers, or talking about all this stuff that a lot of these cyclists, YouTube people are too scared to talk about, because they just talk about boring tech talk. Boring tech talk is boring. Up your game. Look to me. I'm the person who's actually doing edgy, cool, creative stuff. You know what I mean? So value yourself. Know what you've got, and don't let YouTube, the YouTube algorithm and the YouTube toxicity, and furthermore, you could say, don't let the YouTube audience pull you down, because a lot of them are negative, and they just want to be, they see negative stuff. Do you know what to be uplifted? No, he's what to watch a load of negative, boring shit. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to keep being who I am, and I could do like POV stuff, comedy with commentary, and do crazy shit and mash it all together in some mad thing, and folk would go, oh, what was that? Like the Mothers of Invention, when Frank Zappa did his shit, and folk just look at him and go, duh. It's like when I talk to certain people and they just go, duh. Well, do you think that's cool what I just said? Nah. So own it, own your own power, own your own sense of who you are, and fuck what anyone else thinks. That's what I say. Right.